Hey guys, Skittlerampage here. Welcome back to a new video. I do hope you're enjoying your day today. So today we kind of have some somber news, I guess, to talk about. I want to talk about a couple topics and just the state of Funko overall. So we're going to be talking about Funko's stock plummet the other day after they reported losses in the tens of millions, as well as we're going to talk about some Funko Pops now ending up at Goodwill, and a very popular distributor with Funko decided to close its doors to Funko. Now guys, before we get started, two things. First up, we have our question of the day, which is, how are you guys feeling about Funko these days? Do you think they're doing a good job? Do you think they're doing a bad job? Do you like the products they're putting out, or do you not like the products? I would love to know how you guys are feeling with your collection, how you're feeling as a collector right now. Do you have days where you want to stop collecting altogether, or do you just want to keep collecting as is? Now, the other thing is we actually have a quick video sponsor today, Whatnot. If you need to buy or sell Funko Pops, well, good news, Whatnot's the place for you. If you've never heard of Whatnot, they're a live auction app and website where you can pretty much buy and sell any collectible you might own. So if you're looking for the latest limited grail piece or hottest chase or maybe even the latest Labubu, Whatnot definitely has it. Now, not only that, I actually frequent Whatnot and I'm going live on their app over on Saturday the 16th at 5 p.m. EST, and I'm going to be selling a bunch of different Funko Pops like these here, mixed with grails, chases, and more. Oh, and of course, as always with every stream, I'm going to have some really cool giveaways like Neji Day. Make sure to use my sign up link to sign up with Whatnot with the link in my bio or description box. That link will get you a free $15 off your first purchase, and bookmark my show. I hope to see you there. Alrighty guys, so I think I want to start off with probably the biggest thing here, which was their stock plummeting the other day. So go ahead and check out this headline. Everett-based Funko reports $41 million loss in the second quarter. That's a lot of money. Now, I do want to warn you, we're going to be reading 3 pages like this from this article, and I'm going to try to get through it as quickly as possible. You can also just pause and read it or skim it through yourself if you'd like to, and skip ahead to hear my thoughts. So let's get into it. As you know, $41 million loss. Funko interim CEO Mike Lunsford reported the news during an earnings call to investors. Funko has now lost $61 million in the first 6 months of 2025. Oh my God. More than 4 times its $14.7 million loss in the entirety of 2024. The last time the company made a profit was in the second quarter of 2024 when it earned $5.4 million, the company's financial reports show. Lunsford blamed the second quarter loss on ever-changing and uncertain U.S. trade policies, he said Thursday. As expected, our 2025 second quarter performance was impacted by a dynamic and uncertain tariff environment. The company also faces repaying more than $250 million in debt by September 2026, and it wants to increase its cash on hand $49.6 million to help build its reserves. Next page here says he said the company had also filed notices with the SEC to give the option to issue new stock shares to raising up to $40 million to add to its liquidity. So basically they want to offer more shares to equal more money for the company, to kind of simplify that. While a large portion of the conference call dealt with the impact of tariffs on the company, Funko has also filed a second quarter financial report with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission on Thursday, which cited a challenging retail environment. The report said that retailers have slowed their restocking, prioritized lower inventory levels, in some cases have canceled their orders. Gee, I wonder why, but don't worry, we're gonna get into that, of what Funko's not mentioning here. Lunsford said during the conference call that the company had enacted a tariff mitigation plan, including cutting costs, reducing the workforce reduction by approximately 20%, raising prices on merchandise, and accelerating a shift in production out of China. Lunsford did not say what company locations were impacted by the workforce reductions. Company officials did not respond to emails seeking comment. In its annual report to the federal security regulators in March, Funko listed employing more than 1,000 workers in U.S. In 2022, Funko laid off 258 workers in both its Everett and Puyallup, however you say that, Washington warehouses when it opened a distribution center in Arizona. They expected a better second half of 2025, he said. Vietnam had become a new hub for manufacturing Funko products. So basically the tariffs through Vietnam, to my understanding, were a lot lower than China, so that's why they're trying to push more production out of China to Vietnam, I believe. We continue to expect to fully offset the financial impact of incremental tariffs. I love that they've mentioned tariffs like 5 times. We're going to get into it. The CFO said the increased tariffs will cost the company $40 million in 2025, down from its original estimate of $45 million. So I guess that's good, it's kind of good news. The earnings call was held after markets closed on Thursday. The company's stock fell 35% in Friday afternoon on the NASDAQ stock exchange, dropping to $240 a share. It was pretty crazy. It actually dropped as low as $233 when I was checking it. And a follow-up note here, the stock price has fallen by more than 70% in the last year. That is insane. So let's kind of address the elephant in the room, the whole tariffs thing and all that. While tariffs do have an impact, Funko just tariffs this, tariffs that. When are we going to address the fact that it is not just tariffs and it is just the poor decisions by the company itself? They stated in the article that they raised prices when those specific pops and items weren't even selling before. You had all these other companies and your retail partners raising the prices before the tariffs were even fully in effect. And not only that, you are also raising prices on things you already had in stock. How does that make sense? It's already sitting in your warehouse, so you're just charging it to make a little more extra money on the situation at hand. Let's be fully transparent here. It is not just tariffs. I understand that the world is kind of in a very bad state right now all over the place. But at the same time, again, we need to address the fact that Funko has just been making poor decisions on product lines. I literally just did a video of 5 failed Funko products the other day, if you want to check it out, and they did all kinds of wacky stuff. They still continue to do little wacky lines and all that nobody's really asking for. Mostly people just want them to bring back Funko sodas in a limited factor and focus on Funko Pops and making really good molds, and not trying to charge everybody crazy prices for the simplest molds half the time. Seriously guys, while tariffs do play a part in this whole thing, it is the decisions of the Funko CEO, board members, and all of them that continue to affect the company and put them in debt. It is all the poor product lines they have put out, all the random variations that they've made that nobody asked for, that nobody's even buying, these deco changes, these artist series, these random chases that are really bad, or making something exclusive or turning something into Pop Plus and charging a little bit more money for it, but then the same exact style mold isn't Pop Plus. They have no idea what they're doing over there half the time. That is the problem at hand. One big thing that makes no sense that they don't do, and they've been doing a little bit more recently, granted, is pre-orders. Why are you not pre-ordering your product? Why are you not offering it on the Funko shop as you would with your other retailers like Entertainment Earth, Target, GameStop, etc., etc.? Why is the Funko shop not doing pre-orders? It doesn't make sense because every other company on the planet does pre-orders, because that's how they gauge how much stock to make for their fans, for their customer base. Versus Funko, where they print 100,000 and then maybe they'll sell 50,000. They're like, oh, well, we don't know why this is sitting in our warehouse. Well, it's probably because you printed 50,000 more than you should have had. After reading that article, I'm just so baffled. Like, I read some other articles and it's just like, just when are we going to take responsibility for our own actions? And like I said before, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm some big businessman or I know how to run a $500 million business, but I wouldn't make some of the choices they made. I know that for a fact. At the end of the day, Funko has an overproduction issue. That's how they keep ending up with all this stock that they either have to recycle, like they did a couple years back, $30 million worth. That's why you see all these pops go on clearance later. There's just too many of one pop. You see on the Funko shop where, like recently with the Kaiju number 8 pop, they load 3,400 or 3,800, however many they loaded, and then a couple hours later after it's sold out, they add 6,500 more. Stop doing those fake sellouts. Just drop all the stock, and if it sells out, cool. If it doesn't, then you know for the next exclusive of that tier of anime or that popularity level in anime to make a little bit less. You don't just do fake sellouts on your website for every exclusive. That just makes you look bad down the line, and you're trying to make it look like, oh my gosh, we're selling out of all your exclusives. But then you have other exclusives like the Usopp Wanted poster cover that never sold out. That should have sold out. Alrighty guys, let's just move on from that. As you know, stock is down. That's really bad. They're trying to raise capital. They need to stop overproducing. They need to stop making these random variations that nobody asked for, and they need to focus on making quality products. Next topic at hand. Recently, a collector, JoJo's Collectible Room, did actually spot a bin over at Goodwill full of Funko Pops and a lot of Target exclusives at that. So it looks like Target may have just offloaded like pallets to Goodwill to get rid of their Funko sections a little bit, or kind of just like dwindled down on them so they could put new stuff in there versus the stuff that's not actually selling. So as you know, in the past few years, we've seen things end up at Dollar Tree here. We've also seen a ton of pops end up at Five Below. Both of these stores are kind of cheaper discount style stores, so it kind of screamed a lot of trouble for Funko in terms of, again, overproduction issues where they just have too much stock. They can't afford to keep like housing it in their warehouses or paying to store it in their warehouses, so they had to offload it somewhere else much cheaper. And this is where I wanted to talk about that specific section in the article where it said that retailers were canceling their orders or they were ordering much less stock. I wonder why. You're making things that aren't selling. They don't want to just keep having to hold it in their warehouses. They want to put other products that are selling there. So no wonder places like Target is dumping their inventory or maybe canceling their orders, because it's just not making them any money. So why would they continue buying it from you? So I guess a quick takeaway from this section, you can check Goodwill for some cheaper Target exclusives if you'd like to. Now, last pretty big issue I wanted to talk about was AAA Anime. As you know, they've had tons of great exclusives, Ohakata from Demon Slayer, Vegito, some great Naruto exclusives, and a bunch of other ones with chases. They actually kind of closed down, kind of didn't. They didn't close down entirely. They just closed down in terms of selling Funko Pops and distributing their own exclusives and all that. So they just no longer sell Pops. And I saw this as a big issue because they're a really big anime distributor for Funko. And not that Funko couldn't, give this exclusive to Chalice or Amazon, Walmart, etc., but it just continues to show that Funko is just burning the relationship and burning all these bridges with all these other small retailers in favor of their direct-to-consumer, meaning that you've seen a lot of exclusives, or practically every exclusive, drop on the Funko shop at this point. And when they do that, especially undercutting places like Entertainment Earth, who gets in a lot of AAA anime exclusives, and they charge $20 for them, depending on what they pay for wholesale, obviously, and then Funko will charge $15. Same thing goes for Chalice Collectibles. They charge $20 for exclusives on their website, but Funko charges $15 for their exclusives on their website a couple months down the line. That's really obnoxious to be a partner with a big company like that, and then they undercut you. Now, I'm not saying that, yes, I would love to save $5 and shop at Funko first. It's more so one of those situations where you gotta view yourself as Entertainment Earth or Chalice or AAA. When Funko undercuts you like that, they're messing with your bottom line. And over time, that starts to hurt your business. That starts to hurt your bottom line more and more and more. It hurts your overall profits, and you kind of just think, well, how long can I keep this up if I'm not making the same amount of money as I was before, and this is a different world today than it was a couple years ago. So you have to factor all of these things into your overall revenue streams with these different companies that you're working with. So with Funko undercutting everybody, trying to steal that customer to the Funko shop, why would these businesses want to continue working with them or ordering product from them? And I know you guys have heard the rumors or people reporting the fact that Funko got into a big argument with Walmart in the past. Funko also got into a big argument with FYE in the past, all over pricing or exclusive pops and all that. So they're literally trashing their relationships with every single company that distributes their product, practically. They're making everyone mad in favor of their direct-to-consumer and just being super difficult to work with. So at the end of the day, when you lose all your retail partners and you lose all these distribution places, you have to rely solely on your website and hope that you can continue selling enough to keep your business afloat. And I think that's part of that $41 million loss too, where, again, like they mentioned, retail partners are not buying as much as they used to, as well as canceling orders. So again, the main takeaway here with AAA Anime is that they lost another pretty big distribution area of a place that buys their pops. At the end of the day, guys, I don't know what else I can really say here that I haven't said in the last 8 years. I've done very intense videos just like heavily criticizing Funko. I've been neutral in videos, seeing their side, or, I've been more on Funko's side, saying, hey, you guys shouldn't attack them for these certain things. I've been on almost every side of it, seeing every point of view, and I've tried to do my best to be fully honest and just share my opinions in all my videos that I've talked about Funko, especially these bigger news ones talking about the state of Funko. I don't know what else to say. They aren't hearing me. So it's like one of those things where, do I just stop saying anything at all? Like, what do we even do here anymore? Because I have a bigger channel, I have a big audience here. So you think, oh, well, maybe they'll listen to a page like mine, but they're not listening to me. They're not listening to you guys. They're not listening to any of the news pages out there. They're not listening to how poorly their stock is being received right now. I don't know what to tell them anymore. To answer your question though, before you start sounding the alarms and selling all your Funko Pops and all that, do I think Funko's dying? No, that is not the point of this video. The point of this video is to highlight their issues and hoping that they do better in the future. I really do think one of two things is gonna happen here. One being that they're gonna figure everything out. they're going to start being more profitable in the future, hopefully in the next 2, 3, 5 years or whatever, however long it takes, or they're going to be bought out by a bigger company. And that bigger company is going to make them profitable because they're going to invest a lot of money into it. It's really going to be one or the other at this point. I just hope they find a really good, competent CEO that can work all these issues out. I do think their stock will recover. This is its all-time low, if I'm not mistaken, around 233. It will come back from this. When that happens, though, no idea. Well, guys, those are all my thoughts that I have on all of these different topics here. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about everything that we just discussed. Anyways, though, thank you so much for watching this video. Hit the like button down below if you did enjoy this video, or if you happen to disagree with me on some points, let me know in the comments below why. I would love to discuss with you. With that being said, though, I do want to end off the video here by saying a big shout out to all the awesome Patreon supporters of the channel. You guys are amazing for supporting myself and the channel. If you guys are interested and want to check out the Patreon, the link is down below. We have a Patreon Discord where we share a lot of information, news, restocks, updates, links, and more. And finally, make sure to follow me on all my social medias at Skittlerampage over on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and my Facebook page so you can stay up to date. All right, love you guys. See you guys in the next one. See you guys later. Bye.